What up, guys? Kevin here with another episode of IGN Sucks. Because why? IGN sucks. Or do they? Maybe it's the Xbox fanboys that suck. All right, before I get to the video, I had a crazy good week last week on YouTube. These were I'm doing numbers back to when I was doing PC overview stuff, and that gets a shit ton of views. Now all that's fallen off and I don't get as many views anymore, but this last week. So thank you guys. And again, this is just, I view this like wrestling. It's fun to be mad. It's fun to be fun. It's fun to trash Dreamcast guy. But in the end, it's just video games. It's just dumb fun. The comment section is getting a little bit out of control. Some of these comments I'm seeing, I'm like, man, what have I done? And I'm going to do it here because I get to go after the Xbox fanboys. See, this is what happens when you get some wins under your belt. And Starfield is probably one of the biggest wins for Xbox fanboys. I have never had to mute a word in my life on Twitter before until last week. It was just nonstop Starfield. And I'm like, yo, can I read some other tweets about other games, please? Please? But I think the Xbox fanboys got a taste of it. And you get a few more of these under your belt, you're going to become insufferable and annoying as F like the PlayStation fanboys. And they are fun to make fun of because they are so cringe. And the Xbox fanboys did it here, and they almost got me. You guys know I don't like IGN 7 out of 10. You guys know I don't like over 70 out of 100. Whatever. I just don't like that person who reviews a game. That one's, again, it's still like wrestling. It's just fake fun. To be mad at someone at IGN who sucks at their job, but that guy really does suck at his job. But they're posting that he doubled down and reviewed the Xbox version of Starfield. And I was like, no way. No, he didn't. He got the taste of infamy by putting out 70 out of 100 for Starfield, and he's going to do it again because he got a taste. You see it all the time. YouTubers do it all the time. And now IGN and GameSpots and PC gamers are doing it like crazy, just quadrupling down how much they don't like Starfield. But let's debunk this. Did they really do that? Did they really double down and reviewed it twice? They did not. Or Danny Boy here did not. And I had to do some research. I pulled up every big game that came out this year and looked at Metacritic and saw like Hogwarts Legacy was reviewed from IGN both on PlayStation 5 and on PC. Here's what happens. He reviewed the game. He reviewed PC and Xbox version. Now we can get into the discourse of, shouldn't you just be reviewing one? How can both copies have two different scores, or the same score, excuse me? Shouldn't they have different scores? Because the PC version I'm playing is much, much, much different than the Xbox console, because I didn't really have loading issues. I mean, the game does have loading screens, but it loaded pretty fast, and it sounds like the console version has some loading issues, and it's also 30 FPS. The frame rate ain't much better on PC, but I mean, it is. I wasn't playing at 30. So I got beef there with IGN lumping both platforms into one review. But this seems to be more of a Metacritic issue. They see that it was reviewed on both consoles, so they just gave a 70 on both the PC and the Xbox platform. I think that's just what happened, guys. So take your anger out on Metacritic. We do see that the score for the Xbox version was lowered to an 86. 86 is a good score. It's a good score. And it's also the score I guessed. That is the score I guessed. I don't think I've ever seen a game where I think both fan bases are right. I think both fan bases, like Xbox fanboys, have every right to be insufferable with how great Starfield is. And I think the PlayStation fanboys have every right to poke fun at it. I think ultimately because I thought the game's boring. Starfield it's just boring. You know what? Everyone is posting up really cool things that they're discovering in Starfield. And I'm like, that's okay, cool. I'm getting everything I want out of Starfield without having to play all the boring shit because Twitter's just filled with all these cool things. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool too. I'm glad I didn't have to spend 50 hours to see that cool thing. I'm glad you found it and you posted it for me. So I do thank you, Xbox fanboys there. Again, IGN sucks. But this is what happens when you become smug. You put your big nose in between your butt cheeks and you take a big whiff because Starfield is on your platform and not on PlayStation and you love it to death. You become a PlayStation fanboy. You really do. We got to win with grace, guys. We got to win with grace. Let's not be weird here. Let's not be weird. Do a little bit of research. You see something like this be spread around, your first instinct should be, well, obviously they've done that before, right? There's been other big games that come out on multiple platforms. Let me see if they did that before. It's like a 2-second Google search, and like, yeah, it's more of a Metacritic issue. All right. And of course, if they gave it 100 out of 100, who've been like, oh, great. Yeah, of course it's 100 out of 100 on both platforms. That's where the games are at. All right, I got to go. I got to make a PlayStation Sucks video. I traded in my PlayStation 5 today, and I can't wait to talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.